We're in the neighborhood where Ahmaud Arbery was shot and killed, retracing his steps. We want to start here with the house that was under construction. The video from inside the home shows that Ahmaud looks around but doesn't take anything. Across the street, you can see those trees where the neighbor was caught on surveillance video talking to 911.
And he's been caught on the camera a bunch before at night. It's kind of an ongoing thing out here.
And you said it was a male in a black t-shirt?
A white t-shirt, black guy, white t-shirt.
Ahmaud spent several minutes inside the house under construction, and then he moves up Satilla Drive. He starts running towards the McMichaels home, which is 5 houses up on the right-hand side. This is the McMichaels house they were renting. At the time Ahmaud was running by, Greg McMichael was in the front yard cleaning some boat cushions. And what you notice is how small this yard is and how close Ahmaud and Greg were as he was running by. After he runs by, Greg goes into the house, gets Travis, they both get their guns and jump into their pickup trucks as Ahmaud continues to run down the street. We don't know whether or not he realized that he was going to be chased.
Greg McMichael arms himself with a Smith & Wesson 6.86 .357 Magnum revolver. Travis McMichael arms himself with a Remington 870 pump 12-gauge shotgun.
Ahmaud continues down Satilla Drive. He runs past Holmes Road and heads down to the next street, which is Burford Road. Satilla is a dead end here, so his only choice really is to go towards Burford. The roads here are very narrow. Ahmaud is essentially trapped in this neighborhood. By this time, the McMichaels have caught up to Ahmaud in their pickup. Ahmaud is approaching William Roddy Bryant's home, which is going to be coming up on the left-hand side after this group of trees. This is Roddy Bryant's house. His home surveillance video that has not been released to the public picks up what happens next.
In the video, you actually see Bernard trying to get away. He's running backwards, the truck moving backwards, he's moving forward. He's trying to escape at that point in the video.
Roddy then joins the chase, getting into his pickup. At some point, Ahmaud switches directions and comes back up Burford Road, getting past the McMichaels truck. But Roddy is now out in the road with his truck. By the time Ahmaud gets to where Roddy Bryant's home is, Bryant's truck is in the middle of the road. The McMichaels are behind him. He's trapped in between these 2 pickup trucks. Ahmaud gets past Roddy, but he hits his pickup, leaving fibers from his t-shirt behind. He then runs down Satilla to Holmes Road. He runs down Holmes and then doubles back again. Now, Roddy Bryant is behind Ahmaud and starts taking that video from his cell phone. The McMichaels are waiting for Ahmaud. Their pickup is parked in the road. Greg McMichael is in the back. Travis, shotgun in hand, is outside the driver's side. This is where it all comes to an end, at the corner of Satilla and Holmes, where Ahmaud and Travis McMichael struggle, where Ahmaud is shot 3 times by Travis McMichael before falling to the ground. It's also where Travis McMichael uttered those words. N-word, the last 2 words possibly that Ahmaud Arbery heard in his life. There's a small memorial marking the spot where he died with flowers and a small plaque.
A lot of details, and the chase is a big part of this, especially for Roddy Bryant, because he apparently, according to his attorney, doesn't have a gun, but he's really involved in this whole thing. And is he part of all of this? He's been charged with murder. His attorney's been fighting hard each and every day trying to get him out. Let's bring in Ted Rollins. Ted, Roddy Bryant it's clear that the way it was described in court and in your piece, that he's part of this whole chase that's going on, that Ahmaud Arbery's trying to get away from both of them, and they're both in pursuit. So Roddy Bryant's attorney, though, Kevin Goff, keeps calling him a witness. He's a witness. He's a witness. And he's filing a lot of motions trying to get him out.
Oh, yeah. And talk about working hard. Kevin Goff, his attorney, is doing everything he can to get Roddy out of jail before this trial begins. And from their standpoint, it's from Ahmaud Arbery's standpoint, absolutely. Roddy Bryant, mixes right in. He's just running. from their standpoint, they're saying, no, Roddy Bryan was a witness here. And Roddy came out to see what was going on, got in his truck to see what was going on, videotaped to see what was going on, and to memorialize it. They are really pushing back and pushing away from the McMichaels. This is just an example of it. A press release released just this week saying, this is from Kevin Goff, saying, I represent Roddy Bryan, a witness to the tragic death of Ahmaud Arbery. Roddy did not act out of hate or prejudice that day, but rather acted as would any patriotic American, whether white, black, or Martian. In the same circumstance, Roddy has now spent 8 weeks in captivity, even though he has committed no crime and fully cooperated with the investigation from day one. Notwithstanding his plight, Mr. Bryan remains sympathetic to the Arbery family and their quest for justice. On Friday, there are going to be 2 separate tracks here. The McMichaels are just going to enter a plea. Roddy Bryant and his attorney, Kevin Goff, are going to fight. They're going to fight for bail. All 3 of these guys have been held no bail. Bryant has been held since May 20th, and he believes he shouldn't be there. His attorney believes he shouldn't be there, but at this point, the judge believes he's right where he needs to be. We'll see if that changes on Friday.
Yeah, and Kevin Goff handing out subpoenas left and right.
Ever.
I mean, the list of people getting subpoenas in this case was Chris Carr, the Georgia Attorney General, Tom Durden, the Liberty County DA, Joyette Holmes, the Cobb County DA, who's handling the case, Vic Reynolds, the director of the GBI. Do we expect any of these folks to perhaps testify on Friday relative to the subpoenas that Goff has issued?
Maybe Durden, but I think it's a long shot that Chris Carr is going to show up. In fact, Goff sent out a press release asking the public's help in trying to find the Attorney General of the state of Georgia, because they tried to serve him and he wasn't there, and he wasn't at his home, and apparently nobody at his office would accept the subpoena. So this is part of a press release where he says, anyone with knowledge of the Attorney General's present whereabouts is encouraged to reach out to the defense with this information. We remain confident that General Carr will be present at the hearing on Friday and will be testifying. I mean, come on, this is bordering on ridiculous that they are asking for the public's help of tracking down the Attorney General of Georgia. I wouldn't hold my breath that he shows up on Friday to testify, but we're going to be there to see who's there, to see what happens. You've said it before, Kevin Goff is a wild card, and we've seen lawyers like this before in high-profile cases. He files motion after motion after motion. Sometimes things work, sometimes things stick on the wall. We'll have to see what happens Friday.
Yeah, but it can be a problem for prosecutors eventually. I mean, all this stirring up of things can be very unsettling. So maybe it gets them thinking about a deal. I don't know. We shall see. Ted Rowlands, thanks so much.